And great benefits to modular homes. It's very impressive. Today we've been speaking with Richard Brackenbury. And, Richard, we talked about the different styles that you have, and I guess the whole mechanics of bringing it in and setting it up and the different modules and putting them together and, the width of the transports that have to come in and how many you would need in order to come up with the square footage or the design that maybe a customer of yours is looking at. I'm sure that people have to start wondering, where are the price points and, affordability? Like, how much money do they have to come in with as a down payment in order to get the process started? And maybe you can give us an overview of what that would all be about.
Okay, that's a good question, Linda. Very good question, actually. Traditionally, we come up with about 20% down on your design and your commitment, and then it goes in stages, much like it would on a regular site build. And your lending or mortgage company will work with you with your equity and your down payment to bring it to your site. And then we coordinate certain advances at certain stages as well.
So then the financing would, I guess, on completion of the property. So you're going to be dealing with a deposit stage, just like as if you were going to be buying, say, new construction somewhere.
Yeah, customer. Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much it's very similar stages to what you'd be doing if you're having a new home built.
Okay, so it's 5% deposit on signing, maybe 5 or 10% deposit as continued 30 days? Well, no, it wouldn't be 30 days because by then you'll have the house built.
Once it goes online, it's your house.
Exactly.
It's your house, it's your design, it's your purpose.
So your down payment, so then the down payment can normally be anything from 5 to 20%, really? Because now, are these properties, are they covered by Canada Mortgage and Housing?
Yes, they are. They're CMHC eligible.
Okay.
They are a CSA, Canadian Standards Association. They're pre-engineered. In fact, they already go through their inspections from the factory and are in compliance with the CSA, much along the same lines and the same building codes as a site or stick-built home would be.
Okay, so it all falls in the same guidelines, and no different
Yes.
from having to have a relatively good credit score in order for you to be able to file your mortgage application and obtain approval, and with the same type of credit reports from Equifax and so on.
Yes.
Right. So it really isn't any different other than the fact that the pricing is most likely. But, on your monthly liabilities, I mean, with your heat, you're still hooked up to all the different utilities. So, of course, you'd be on contract as a homeowner in the area. So your taxes, where do your taxes fall? Because are they calling them a module home in taxes? I mean, it's single-family residential.
In the building code, it comes under the A277, which is a factory-built home. So it is treated exactly the same as if it was a site-built home.
Okay, and then there wouldn't be any difference if some of it's factory and some of it's done actually on site. Do they actually have a second name to the ones that have the combination of the two?
Well, really, the on-site finishings is basically just the finishing. We do the set, which set on the foundation and lift the roof on the hinge system. We seal everything up. And then some people might like to put on a ceramic backsplash. They might want to some people are very handy. They could want to put on their own crown molding or textured ceilings. Or again, it's a la carte, and it provides the flexibility that traditionally isn't available. To do a custom home is difficult for a builder because it's generally uncharted waters. So they have to price with a bit of a buffer there to venture through the unknown. This, when you order it and design it, you know what you're getting. You know that that's going to be your price. And the price will come out about 15 to 20% less than a custom build.
Really? That is quite a savings. And
so you're starting off with the sweat equity right on the get-go.
Right.
As much as what people's down payment is required. For example, if you have a nice, valuable lot and you put your modular home on it, you're in a substantial equity position from day one.
Well, that part, the one that I'm sort of wrapping my head around, is that for a person, for instance, if they go and they buy a lot, they can't finance the lot, but what they can do, because it's open land, and then there's the high amount as far. So when you're getting your mortgage, so what you do is you get your line of credits or maybe investment monies that you have, or however, or maybe you even own a lot. So really, then if you own the lot, then really your financing is on the actual building of the house, the actual house
Yes.
itself. So
Yes.
if someone is taking a mortgage, say, with a bank and not involving Canada Mortgage and Housing, they have to have 20% down to have a conventional mortgage.
Yes.
But the module homes allow for the high ratio mortgage, which is government insured through Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation. So you can have anywhere from 5, technically to 19.999%, right?
Yeah.
Just under the 20%. But then that financing would really be geared more towards the house itself as opposed to the land. Or maybe you could combine the two once all of it is completely built.
Well, of course, that's where you get an appraiser and say, okay, land and house and square footage of house and a brand new build would be worth X.
Exactly.
And you will find 10 out of 10 times, if you have the right lot, and you choose the right house with the right finish, that you've got sweat equity almost equivalent or greater than what your deposits are required for financing.
Well, exactly. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because by that time, you've already got the value of the land, so you're incorporating it into the deal. Pretty much. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, isn't that interesting? Because, I'm going to give you a for instance. This is kind of fascinating, and only because, math was my forte in school. That's why I went into real estate. If you think about it, say, for instance, okay, funny enough, if somebody goes and they buy a lot and they spend $150,000 of it, they pay it all off, the lot is paid for. Right?
Yes.
Then they come up with their down payments in order to get the house constructed, right?
Yes.
They get the house constructed. They then do the appraisal. Now they can actually turn around and, as long as they have the financing, like, their personal income to cover the ratios when you work out the ratios, because you have to have a certain amount of income in order to qualify for the mortgage. So all of a sudden now, before you couldn't lend against the $150,000 in your lot, but you can lend against the lot and the house.
Yes.
So interesting enough, now all of a sudden, if the property and the house and the lot is, say, for instance, $300,000, and you only have to come in with, say, 10% down, well, think about that. I mean, now all of a sudden, as long as you have the income, you can actually remortgage it, and you can actually pull equity out.
Absolutely.
Because your house,
fact,
because your lot is paid for, and it's equity sitting there that you can't really lock into because it's very difficult to mortgage lots.
And we get this all the time. People have had a lot for 10, 20, 30 years, 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
what have you. And they say, we paid $20,000 for it and it's worth $80,000.
Mm-hmm.
But we find that the houses there, say a 2,000 square foot home, they're selling for $450,000. So we could put something on that lot for anywhere from $125,000 to $200,000, put their lot value on there, and they would come out with a lot more appreciation on that land than they would if they just sold their lot.
Well, exactly. Right, exactly,
Yes.
because you can't finance the land. So say if you wanted to go on into other business ventures, say you wanted to, I don't know, maybe buy a condo in Toronto, whatever. If there's something.
From anyone in particular?
Well, an investment, right? Yeah, your children are going to U of T, and you decided rather than rent, you want to just, put them in a condo for their future. We're all from an age now where we seem to be giving a lot more to our children than our parents gave to us. And it's just the mentality of 2014 and the baby boomers. So, it seems to be happening a lot. So and then I guess when the parents are now thinking of downsizing, they could easily just buy that lot, downsize, buy the lot, pay the lot off, and, turn around, put the house up and pull the equity back out again, reinvest in some investment property.
Oh, particularly in that, I call it that golden area, the GTA. Houses have appreciated significantly.
Well, exactly.
Yes, it's very easy to pull some equity out of there and then leverage it into the new build on your lot and go where the direction of people are going as well.
Absolutely, right. Because all of a sudden you've made a profit by the time you've moved in. We're going to talk a little bit more about modular homes. We've been listening to Richard Brackenbury of iModule Homes, Inc. And interesting enough, there's a lot of opportunity out there not to go and buy your standard build from a developer, but actually consider a module home. And it's easy enough. If you decide you wake up one morning and you want to do that, you call 855-773-3734. Listening to Linda Pinizzato, hang tight, and we'll be right back.
Linda Pinizzato. She's not your typical realtor. She's your real estate counselor, teacher, and advisor. Whether it's a house, townhome, or condo, When you're ready, she's your negotiator. With 34 years of experience, Linda guarantees that you have the real estate knowledge you need to make the right decisions. Call Linda Pinizzato at Sutton Group Quantum Realty, 416-561-7373, or visit her at lindapinizzato.com.
Hello there, it's Linda Pinizzato of the Condo Expert. And, I have to thank you for tuning in to Connect Me Radio. Every week we have the shows, Wednesday and Friday nights at 7 p.m. And you can also listen to podcasts, Linda Pinizzato /Buzzsprout.com. And also iTunes. Just type in Linda Pinizzato or Condo Expert. One thing I want to mention is, although the name is Condo Expert, I try to touch a lot of different subjects because, one thing revolves to the next. I mean, you can talk about condos, you can talk about single-family homes, you can talk about the market, the economy. You can talk about, last week it was about bugs and pest control. We've talked about mortgage financing, lawyers, the Condo Act review, what's going on with our city hall, municipalities, provincial government. Today, the episode's been about modular homes. We touched on mobile homes. There isn't a subject that I can't touch on. And if you are interested in listening to something that has tweaked your mind and you just can't find the real information, please email Linda at lindapinizzato.com, because this is where you're going to get the information. And it's fun, it's exciting, and at any given time, just type in condoexpert.com and it will give you the total rundown of all the shows that have been out there. There's over 200 shows. Now's the time to learn more. As a realtor for the last 35 years, I've been so fortunate to learn so many different things about everything that we have talked about, and I'm here to help you. So thank you so much for tuning in. You're listening to Linda Pinizzato at the Condo Expert. Hope to hear from you soon, and have a wonderful, fabulous day.